Based on a request I received, I'm going to kind of switch gears in my posts and focus more on some qualitative research as opposed to single case behavioral research that I've mostly been doing on my posts. And I'll probably go back and forth between the two, but I wanted to show you some other uses for StudioCode if you don't necessarily know what you're looking for to begin with. So everything I've showed you so far, I had a really busy code window that I was showing you how I was developing. Now that's okay when you know what you're looking for, when you're looking to count specific things that you know what behaviors are, it must exist. You can still alter those and keep it a little bit qualitative, but it's not really a truly grounded theory approach that many people use for qualitative research. So I'm going to show you more of a grounded theory way to use StudioCode for qualitative research. I have a video over here of an autism specialist who's working with a student with severe autism using some ABA with them. And what I did was I put my research question. This is a very basic question. It probably would not be the only question I would look at, but I want to know how the teacher and the student respond to incorrect and correct behavioral responses by the student. So this autism specialist is continually prompting this student to do something, some kind of behavior, and the student is responding in different ways. And I want to kind of explore patterns in that, but I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. So to do that, all I did was I started off, I just put, this is an inactive button right now, just so I can have my research question here. I just made one code, and that's called behavioral prompt. And this code basically is just there so I can code each instance or each time the teacher prompts the student to do something. And then I'll explore those later, and I will be posting my next bunch of posts about different ways I can do that. This first post in this sort of new series is about, what kinds of things I can expect to do with this. So the first thing I want to show you is that this particular button, I'm activating lead time and lag time because I'm not really interested in the length of these instances. I'm interested in exploring them later. So I know every time I hear the teacher give a command like do this or say this, touch this, like she's going to do in this video, I am going to press this code. However, I might have been a split second too late to get the whole instance. So I'm giving it a lead time of 1 second. So it kind of gives me a little intro in case I started my code a little bit too late. I'm also giving a 6-second lag time, and this is something you'll play with depending on how frequent your prompts are or how frequent your behavior is that you're looking for. So in this case, the teacher is very frequently giving prompts. So I didn't need my lag time to be very long. But this means it's automatically going to shut off after those 6 seconds. So I don't have to turn it on and off. I can just worry about pressing the button every time I hear a prompt. So this is what my inspector would look like here, and I'm not going to have it reactivate the lag time automatically. I want it to shut off when it's done. So I've already done that here, and I have each of the behavioral prompts. You can see they're overlapping because it's that frequent. But just this gives me a visual image of how frequently the teacher is giving a prompt in this video. This is the whole roughly 3-minute session with the student. And you can see there's just a few gaps in time here, but for the most part, especially in here, they're really close together, the prompts that she's giving. There are a lot of different things that a lot of bits of information I can get just from this, and I'll be showing you those in the next bunch of posts. One of the things I can do is if I coded prompts and I had someone else code a prompt, I can calculate iterator reliability just for those frequencies to see did we get the same number of prompts, and that's something I will show you how to do. Something else I can do is I can actually calculate the length of time, like by looking at this prompt 1 start time and prompt 2 start time. I can calculate how long that is. And if I want to look at an average for the day, that's something we'll talk about. I can also then add labels after the fact. So if I'm right within here, right now it's just an instance, but labels are nice because they go inside instances and I can look for patterns using the matrix feature of the timeline, and that's another thing I'm going to talk about. So I can go back and add labels and start like looking for the patterns in theory, and I think that's something that you can't do with other video software. This kind of coding after the fact, and the matrix feature is just really, really nice about this. This is, like I said, this is just kind of an intro to the things that I'm going to be doing with these, and I've already coded it so that I'll be able to continue with this series. But I'd love to hear how other people are using this qualitatively so I can explore it as well and maybe make some posts about it. I did hear that some people are using the transcription window, and I've played around with a little bit, but I haven't found it as useful as using text labels, because you can calculate more things with text labels, and I think it's going to help build a code hierarchy later. So that's all for this post. If you have any specific questions or other things that you want me to address about qualitative research, I will add them to my list of things to talk about. And if you have more, I will definitely jump back and forth to some single case design as well, because I know those are two big uses, and you might use a combination of both for using StudioCode.